Hello, everybody, and I would like to thank my wonderful subscribers.
Hello everybody, and today we are going to be playing Wright, Ace Attorney, Turnabout Samurai, Part 2. So, yeah. Last time, I think we just finished doing the investigation, and we are moving in to the actual trial. So, yeah, let's just get right into it right now. Wow, that'd be powerful. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, day 2 trial. Well, no, I did. Well, actually, yeah. Wait, okay, back. Oh, October 18th, 10 a.m., District Tort Room number 4. Okay, here we are. Tort is now in the session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edward, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Global Studios. Wait, in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to that fact. Oh, will it, Buster? I haven't heard Don about what you did last time. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edward, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would, briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the diagram here. To understand its case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio. This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their lines. Did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate of the studios. The security lady that worked at the studio was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate. See? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now on to the day of the murder. October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer. The defendant, Will Powers. And a young woman, the producer assistant. Right? No, that cannot be. What about the camera person? What about the person who actually helped the, what about the director? How else are they gonna know how to do the moves if there's no one actually We have the 2 actors, and we have an assistant. Those are not all the people you need to do a run schedule. Also, you're telling me those were the only people? How poor is this studio that there's nobody else here? Like, even a really poor studio probably has a couple more people. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Okay, I'm assuming that you meant that everybody else was here. Okay, I hope. Okay? After the victim jackhammer went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Oh god. That's cool. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest with the murder weapon. That's the case in belief. Totally biased. Anybody like to hear it again? I mean, I might want to be able to remember it, but I don't. That's a lot. I don't want to listen to it again. Yeah, okay. So, the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Yeah, so medieval. Samurai spear. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim, added to the court record. Your Honor, to this case, it's quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? And can we believe her? Because that's also an important question. Because if your entire case hinges on one person, then all I have to do is, like, show that she's a fucking liar. Because everybody seems to be a fucking liar. Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh, here we go. There she is, the old man. Will the witness declare her name? Oh my, aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems like Edward has a bit of a trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy, old man, dearie. You didn't tell me Grandma. I think my name was old man, but then mother me and my name Beavis. It was this boy, and he told me an old man side to side because I objection. I object to the witness's positiveness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we should get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old man. Oh my god. Wow, I can't believe they actually said a curse word. Yeah, I thought they said it was a kid's game. But it's about murder. I guess you can have one or two, like, swear words. Witness testimony. Witness account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had to run some errands that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main stage from then until 5. Now the murder happened at 1:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers! That man was right there, and he was heading towards the studio. You saw the defendant, then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination with Nick account. On the day of the murder, I don't need to read it then. I will just hit flash. How do I hit flash again? Nope. Hold it! So up until that time, anyone who wanted to go into the studio, well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. What? What did that mean? Were you not supposed to come at 1? Were you supposed to come earlier, and you decided to run some errands? That is neglect. You had a job. If there wasn't another security guard, then I thought you guys had a rotating shift or something. But the main thing was not, Dewey. Okay. You need an employee T-card to get in. Right, the T-card I have. So, what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there to get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Objection! A run-through. They were working out a scene between the steel samurai and the evil magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to practice and were to use in the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So, Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there after noon? I had some errands to run that morning. Hold it! What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question! Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers observing, you know? You could have told us that earlier. Observing. Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Yeah. Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the date, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. And I think I should tell him if you don't start telling the truth. We could do that. We could bribe her or blackmail her. Anyway, I always want Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You can quit being a severe medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from them until 5. Now, the murder happened at 1:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was powered. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot I was supposed to be hitting. I didn't like reading. Did I do this one? Sorry, I didn't hit it down. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He had already gone to the studio before I got to the guard station. Tell me what happened next. That was a nothing burger. So you were watching there the whole time? No break? Not even a second? Of course. I am a professional, you know? A professional who watches actors instead of doing my job. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eat those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I didn't want to again eat donuts at the same time. You whipping the snipper whipper. Snipper whipper. All the way back to using it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty the afternoon the whole time? Very well. What did you see? Now the murder happened at 2, right? How did you know that? Oh, I have my leg. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts, and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective is a cutout for his job. I'm a hypocrite. Poor Detective Dumbshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Hold it! 2, you're sure? Sure as shit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Damn! Old isms. Now, don't get your shit dimmy in a bun. I'll tell you who it was. Okay, wait, do I not have evidence that it isn't him? Let me try something. Okay, so I don't know if I present it here, but let me get some dialogue out of her first. So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. The rat in your ear, Shiny. Nick, there's your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him. I think it's this one. So here. Objection! Let me get this great old bad, Miss Old Bad. You been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. Huh? What is this idiocy? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bad, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any Shiny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Oh, I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this courtroom is accusing you of that, Miss, Witness. She's having trouble calling her old bad, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? No, you man. Of course I have proof. Shit. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make it known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How would I to know everyone when we don't know you? You should all be ashamed of yourselves, really. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me that this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. He really should have. Wow, all the wind band has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. What is it, a hair? Witness testimony. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers slip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty badly. Now look at the picture to see that he's dragging his leg. I guess he is, maybe. But if somebody sprained their leg, then why would they? It looks like on one leg he's on his knee, maybe. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? I mean, not really. I guess that's kind of evidence. Not really good evidence. So he had sprained his ankle? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may trust and examine the witness. She gotta be hiding something. All pressure until she squeals. Cross-examination. The man in the photo. Let's do this. Hold it! Whipping the napper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. It'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their back. Everything I've said is on the delayed and narrow, the up and up. To the youth today, always riding out there, putting fingers is enough to make all Yetis want to cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. And so have I. Hold it. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. Okay? Well, that's not good. It really isn't good. Because where the hell was the director? They action scenes need a director. How else are they gonna know if they're doing it right? If there isn't somebody watching them and deciding if they're doing it right. Unless Will Power and Jack Hammer are such good actors that they know what they're doing after they heard about it some other day. And what is that were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Yeah. Oh, she was off moving backdrop. She was off moving backdrops around and shot. So she didn't run through them. Okay. Hold it! The triple? Yes! Anything, he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a yaff! So Power sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. I'm a good old lady who hates him. You helped make it better? I picked it where it hurt. Let's skip over that part, shall we? You're too old to kiss anybody. Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning off backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Power's ankle. You may continue your testimony. What plot? He broke a plot? Sure did. His own Samurai Spear. His Samurai Spear, the murder weapon. Lucky I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Okay. I think I just do a run through of these. Was Mr. Power's ankle badly sprained? Not so badly that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. He told us that. Thus, the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... Where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit, it was Will Powers, even though that anybody who knew about the injury could do that. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Object! Hold it right there. We keep talking about possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammers. Thank God. This judge seems a little bit smarter. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove the doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to act twice. Witness testimony. Witness account. Con. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was the Steel Samurai, not Will Powers. No one else went through there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, I guess we're forgetting about the other one. Hold it! How do you know that? Huh? Didn't I just explain? I gave Donut to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective W shares his fellow officer's fondness for Donut. How stupid. Hold it. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious you'll think passed by at all. Nobody suspicious you'll think. Right. What about before you got to the guard station? Nick, he gonna say it was y'all. You mean before one? Why, everybody was in the employee area before then. This is everybody? This studio is going to go bankrupt. And I locked the main gate so nobody could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Old Windbad sure has balls around. You know what I mean. I sure do, Maya Baya. Old Windbad have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2 p.m. Clue? Oh, wait, I need to go back there. How do you know that? Oh wait, I did know that? I think they went back. Oh wow, that is short. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick something out over that. What is it? Shit, okay, I'm bad at this. I need to figure out what it is. Okay, well maybe I should go statement by statement, okay? That is true. I can't deny that. I don't think I can deny this one either. Can I? No. 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 No one else went there. I wonder if I can object to this. If they had, I would have seen them. Hold it. Are you sure? Oh wow, now you're objecting. Anyone going into the studio had to clarify the witness. Right, Sonny, you let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Ah! Oh, wait, make sure have ball, you know what I mean, okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to actually figure shit out now, okay. Hard part, right? Hard part? I feel like this is the only part I can reasonably deny. You know, I might want to go back to... You know, maybe this one. Maybe it's this one I should do. Hold it! Hold on. Okay! Okay, that was right. Because... yeah, I was kind of worried, like, what if it just says objection no matter what? Using this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the date for the studio. Correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever somebody passes by here, it automatically takes a photo. And here I thought you didn't have your head on the... And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know it. if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are the words October 5th, 2 p.m., photo 2. Right. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 5th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end, where it says, Photo 2. Photo 2? The computer only held data for one photo that day. Don't you think that that's odd? Shouldn't this photo have been photo number 1 if it was the only photo? Order! Order! Please, tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. This evidence shows not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only somebody with access, the security lady herself. She is guilty of being a dumbass. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the date fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yeah, that is what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? Well, I don't understand the newfangled computer things. I would like to submit to the court the fact that Mrs. Oldbad is bad at her job and should not be taken seriously. And you boy, help! Huh? But you me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whipping kidnapper too. Whipper kidnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbad? That's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the date. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you to put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Yes, I see. Your testimony, please. That rhymes. Witness testimony, the other person. Every day after I finish my guard duty, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security camera, on the security computer, and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking. Shouldn't that be all of them? Usually, you don't get suspicious photos normally, so there really shouldn't be any data if you think about it. But also, how do you know if they're suspicious looking? Also, if a photo is suspicious looking, why wouldn't you tell anybody? Like, if it's suspicious, wouldn't you tell your boss? Or the police? Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. What was it? Miss Oldbad! This is the first I've heard of it. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just now remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say there was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. The other person, cross-examination. Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Objection, hold it. Another job? That's right. I checked all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I looked closely at every one of the photos the security camera takes. Do you back up the security camera data? No. Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. Again, I would like to submit to the court the fact that Miss Oldbad is bad at her job. Hold it. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. You mean the face that you couldn't see in this photo? Great job. For the most part. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbad. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. Come to think of it, couldn't you think of that a little earlier? Classic old bad maneuver, Maya. Might be a useful tactic to remember for my future career as an old bad. Aw, you still have a lot of time, yeah? You're... how old are you? Oh, profile... You're 17. You have plenty more years until you're an old bad. You'll find out more about this erased photo. Every day, after I finish my guard duty, I have one other important job to do. Wait, I need to go to that one again. Hold it. Another job? That's right. I checked all the people that passed by the main gate that day. Are you close that you are the face of the computer activity? No, she is not. Okay, you are no help. Hold it. Okay, well that was no help. What was it, old bad? A fanboy. A fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboy. Real freaks, if you ask me. Unlike Jack Hammer fans who totally are not crazy in the head. They get information about rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're only changing about. One was there that day. Well, wait a second. Didn't you just say nobody else could get in? I locked the main gate so nobody could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. That one, yeah, I remember that. The drain has been used for a while. It leads outside as well, and that's where they come in. How tiny are they? They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks! Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably second or third grade. What? Shit! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studio that day. One was the Steel Samurai driving his yay, and the other was a boy who looked to be about in second or third grade. Oh yes, well we see his type every day. Can't drop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade, I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and the only time to unsuspect him. We need to suspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider the new information. And no presenting vital information this time. Is that the end of the death? No? Okay, it's a break. I think it's a break. Okay. October 18th, 11 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell it to me tonight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping. Honest. So, who was the Steel Samurai in the security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it. Really? What? You can take better care of that stuff. A fan would. Well, I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume, even though it's probably a super valuable piece of merchandise. So, where did that leave me? Pretty bad. It doesn't look good. You're the only righteous suspect right now. Man, what are we gonna do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else who could have... First, we'll start targeting someone else who could have conceivably done this. Right. And it will take them so long to shoot us down that we dead another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might use on the Shabbat. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What did that mean? Please don't shy like that. Okay, here we are. We're back. For now, we convene with the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edward, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple, because I'm pretty stupid if you haven't noticed. I mean, I lost a case against a person who was a rookie. Nothing had changed. The only other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we have may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else who could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claims. There is another person who could have committed this crime. I think it's pretty obvious who we should suspect, right? It's a Miss Oldbad. Maybe she isn't the one who did it, but she's a suspect through and through. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court did not look kindly on accusing the innocent, even though that is literally my job half of the time. Accusing the innocent and hoping to prove that they are or are not guilty. If you accuse somebody who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person other than the man who committed murder? Shame, I want to see what happens if I do somebody who's really obvious. The assistant! It was the assistant! The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai in this picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. Okay, what are you gonna say? How are you gonna disprove it? If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo. Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? Oh, no, not that kind of lame. He was dragging his foot. Oh, uh-oh, bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Power's injury? Oh. Oh, shit. No, please don't be broken. Nope, it's not. Well, okay, well, how do we know that Miss Oldbad is correct about that? What if the assistant was watching? Okay, what if she came in when his ankle got broken? Or how do we know that the picture, that him dragging his leg is because of the injury that happened? How do we know that the person who wore the costume isn't just, short? Right, the assistant is probably short, right? She could look at the Steel Samurai. She could look at the Steel Samurai with the costume. But she did not want the Steel Samurai walk. She wouldn't have been limping. Okay, because what if, the picture doesn't show somebody who is limping at all? Ah! That time to take the age from under that case. Mr. Ray, I'm afraid I have penalized you as one. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Okay, well, I don't like how I got a penalty, so I'm gonna reverse time. Here we go once again. Yes, you old lady. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbad. Who? The Steel Samurai is driving his leg in this photo. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning in injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one other person, other than Powers and Hammer, who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbad. What? Whippersnapper. Order. Is this true, Miss Oldbad? Oldbad? Like Miss Oldbad to you? Miss Oldbad was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she had no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Well, why would she go through the trouble of wearing the costume? Because of the camera. Simple, Your Honor. She knew that Tamla at the date would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she'd point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deduction. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. I'm so sorry. I'm used to pleasing Mr. Edward, and not you, Mr. Wright. Thank you. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Huh? That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edward pounces? Doesn't he usually jump in with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edward, did the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? So you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something! What's my move? Maybe now it's time to take this the whole way? The very same reasoning that made Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can also be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbad's actions that day. But why would I do something so horrible to Mr. Powers? Well, you were obsessed with him. Maybe you asked him out on a date and he rejected you. Or maybe you loved him so much that you couldn't stand it and you killed him. Or he was dating somebody else and you killed him because you couldn't let him have somebody else. You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbad is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio that day? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade scheduler though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10-second tops. See how she tried to cast suspicion on another person right now? That is the mark of the guilty. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it be nice to kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed? Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that showed the boy could not have committed the murder? This, I guess? Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The wind's bad. Speak, yes. This has gotta be a first. Well, very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edward, please find out more about your witness. Miss Wendy, what was your name? Something old bad, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bad before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Okay. Wait a second! Shit, I really thought that was gonna be the end of the episode. I'm not just gonna sit here while you run off barking me up the wrong tree. Me! I'm tossing. Oh, great. stop the pressing. The windband wants to talk. Miss Oldband, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Mr. Edwards who told her not to talk? Well, testify, woman, testify! Witness testimony. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There was some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it. See? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been there at the studio that day. But if you're gonna accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Damn. You're hanging them out to dry? Miss Oldband, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldband! Mr. Wright, your cross-examination? I didn't think I would have another one. It's way short. Hold it! So you were told not to talk? Must have been impossible. That's right. By the studio and the TV bidwin, no yes? Why didn't I hear about this? She just said why. Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There was some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer were starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run through of this scene without a director? No, Edward. You don't get to point that out. I pointed that out. You can't just take what I said, reword it, and then tell us in game now. Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised that nobody asked about it. I mean, you are all pretty dumb if you think about it. Yet you guys were made for, like, 10-year-olds. So, where were these people? The director in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunch. After that, they had a meeting. Where? In Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2. Oh, well, if you use the guide map, here it is. You go through the date and all the way to the act. The path where the monkey cat was falling over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've asked all my questions already. But, Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and, some bigwigs were all present. Yet, I read here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defendant's point, for the prosecution will gather more information about the witness, and more information about the people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Okay, now that's the end. I'll continue here though. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. Defendant. Okay, no wait. Well, yeah, Defendant Lobby number 3, District Court. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I would like to ask you to defend me. Aw, really, it's nothing. Oh, or should I say, we'll be going down to the studio to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses, for certain. So now my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it is in the Steel Samurai costume? Nope. Could it really have been Old Bad? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just trying to buy time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbad. I kinda feel sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right. We'll be back to visit you soon. Thank you guys. To be continued, okay. Okay, everybody. Oh shit, no wait. Okay, everybody, that was part 2 of playing Ace Attorney, Turnabout Samurai. And I hope to see you guys next time, where we will hopefully meet somebody who is obviously the real murderer. Because now we have like a whole bunch of new people who could be the real killer. So yeah, I hope to see you guys next time for part 3 of Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, Turnabout Samurai. Goodbye!